Hi, hello there. It has been quite a while. Well, no, it's just a few days since I last streamed. But other than that, um, that I'll be playing some, which is Warlocks, in which I'm gonna be continuing on from the old one. So yeah, um, I'll just switch over to this. I forgot to remove that. Here, okay. If I got it, then I'll just also I need a window capture. Not this one, this one. My goodness, bots. I have to deal with that bot invasion. Cancel this. Okay, this one. Hold on. And connection's not doing so good. Seems to be a connection problems. Oh, hold on. Okay. So hold on. Firstly, let me get the game up. Which is Explorer. Uh, okay, okay. Minimize. And let me get the game capture. Where is it? Game capture. Game capture. This one, right? That one is a different game capture. I'll use this game capture instead. Maybe size it. Slightly large. This. Yeah, that should be good enough for the size. So yeah, let me continue on from where I was. Uh, which progress was I on? Really? I don't have no progress. Then the latest one is July 1st. Oh, welcome. Welcome, Sama. How are you doing today? Hero, Nightshade, the wonderful, the thoughtful, hey, Damien, you're fine. That's nice to hear. For me, I'm also fine. I'm also fine. So yeah, you don't have to worry too much about that. Yeah. As you can see here, I'm playing a visual novel called which is X Warlocks, in which you you're the protagonist. You can customize your protagonist in this game, but I don't really care too much about this. I don't really care too much about customizations, but for this one, um, you're just you're on the brink of failing your final exams. Yeah, now you're just trying so hard to learn spells and all that. I don't know, I don't know what happens afterwards, but other than that, um, it's it's not too bad though. The visual novel isn't too bad. Yeah, hold on. Yes, let me just get that. Do you ever get the uncanny feeling that you forgot something? Because I'm getting that real bad right now, like super duper bad. I don't think we missed anything on the shopping list, and you didn't forget your wallet today. What could it be? Hold on, I want to increase the volume a bit. Settings, the voice volume. Okay, and then let me just turn. And, hold on. Wait, I'm having a raid message. Okay. Oh wait, do I even? I'm not even subscribing. I'm not subscribed. Wait, no, I am subscribed. Okay, I can use the. Hmm, yes, I am distracted. Okay, don't mind about that. It's a normal thing. Oh yes, the rat jams. I like those rat jams. Spam. There's no corona, please. I mean, I think there's. Yeah, there's no corona, please. Come on, Carbon. Oh wait, oh, I should be interacting with my own audience. Yeah, it's still nice though, seeing that. Other than that, you know, pro gamer patron. Wow, wow, wow. Well, other than that, let's see. There's not really anyone. Yeah, I'll just get rid of that, and I'll just focus on my own. Okay. Well, it might be nothing. Maybe I just forgot the brew I learned earlier. Here, can you hold these for me? I have to unlock the door. Oh, welcome, Kosan. Welcome. How are you doing today? And I see you're just the same as ever. Yeah, hmm. Yeah. How are you doing? How are you doing today, Ko? My hand Damien the bags in one of my hands as I fiddle around with the keys. Yes, you. Did you maybe find? Did you maybe find something you forgot? I'm good. Hi, good. How about you? I'm doing fine. Uh, nothing really happened much today since It's a Sunday today, so there's not much of anything. It's almost Monday, so yeah. But other than that, I'm for now I'm currently continuing. my playthrough on which is like Warlocks, in which I left off on progress from here. I think I left my keys on the table. You're just going to roast the stuffing out of me if I call him to face your door again. You don't need to call anyone. Oh yeah, I need to reduce the volume again. Hold on. There, that should be good. Allow me. Damien sets the bags down for a moment and pulls gently at a string on their wrist. Your hands! The action causes their hands to fall right off, and Damien chants something under their breath. Their fingers curl before jumping up and scumming down towards the vent. The hands manage to squirm into the house through the vent cover while Damien closes their eyes to focus. You just be in the shadows, continue, don't mind me. No worries about it, Co. You can lurk all you want. I don't mind. Because I because this is technically my theme, my overall theme. Where I, I have sleepovers, kind of. We wait for a few minutes, but eventually, I think I got it. This door swings open. Damien, what kind of magic is that? It's super handy. And quite literally super handy. It's just a basic animation spell that my maker taught me a long time ago. It kind of scares people, as you could guess, so I try not to use it very often. It'd be a great Halloween trick, that's for sure. Or if you wanted to use it for comedic effect with those give me a hand kind of jokes. They practically know how to write themselves. But don't. With a big smile, I wink and hold up my palms, fingers spread, while shaking them enthusiastically. I'd rather keep my hands where they are for personal reasons. You know how it is. I don't mean like that. Goodness, I would never want to hurt you. Couldn't do it in the same way I can either. So he crafted a living variation of the spell called Scuttle. It works exactly like the one I used though. I could just summon a disembodied hand out of nowhere. Wouldn't someone want that back? It's more like an illusory copy, but it's hard to explain with words. I got it! In that case, teach away, Professor Damien. I'm ready to learn. Watch closely, please. I'll try and teach you how to cast Scuttle. New spell acquired. Repeat after me. Damien starts the spell and their fingers curl again before hopping out onto the floor. I repeat after them. I hold out my hands and poof, I'm hand in hand with myself. Good. Be free, my five-fingered friend. I launch my clone-like hand. I launch my clone hand like I'm sending it into battle, and it scuttles along after Damon's hand. Let's shake hands! We shake, but the moment my hand lets go of theirs, my new companion crumbles into a small pile of dust on the floor and disappears. Did I mess something up? It went too soon from this world. I crouched down over where the apparition had just been in dramatic mourning of my son-in-laws. You did a wonderful job. Because it's just a copy, the illusion hand can't last very long in the real world. Without a host for a spell to grab onto, it lasts about 30 seconds tops. 30 seconds. I giddily spring to my feet. I know, I want to claw my head next. No, you absolutely don't. Oh, why not? Think of the possibilities. Just trust me on this. Never, ever, ever try to create a copy of your own head. Well, what about your... Aw, you're no fun sometimes. And you missed out on the possibility of an entire witches brigade made up of the best matchmaker in Dunmere High. Damien watches as I fold my arms and mouth, signaling my yield to their firm request. They let out a sigh of relief and smile softly at me. For the sake of humanity, I... the Halloween exams are soon. Very soon. I've learned quite a bit, but just to be sure, I decided to go bug Damien into cramming with me like we usually do. However, the moment I get through the door, it's like I've walked straight into a horror movie. Fingers splayed across the table, an arm hanging off the chair. What an absolute mess. Damien's normally so tidy. It's not like them to just to leave their parts out and about like this and run. Someone could get seriously hurt. Wait, where did they go? Damien, are you here? No. Damien, where are you? I don't see. In an instant, I hit the ground. Why is this leg here? It's almost like it only exists for me to trip over when I have got to find my friend. Hold on. I recognize this leg. And now that I'm down here, I see a head on the table. You're in pieces. What happened? Actually, wait. First and foremost, I'm a super skilled witch now, so let me help you out for once. I think Demon said something else, but I'm in such a frenzy trying to gather up their own limbs that I didn't quite catch what they said. No organs laying around. I guess it could be worse. With this, like a snake, Demon had managed to wiggle out from under the table by the time I'm done with my scavenger. Okay, limbs check. Needles check. Misplaced confidence check. Misplaced confidence. You, why you not? We're ready to get into surgery, doctor. I said Damien's appendages. I said Damien's appendages where I'm pretty sure they're supposed to be, and recite the incantation with proper pitch this time. Take these parts now, cut asunder, and pass them into a thing of wonder. This must be absolutely mortifying. Don't you sorry me, you've been really careful about keeping up on your affairs. Which makes it even weirder that sometimes this happened in the first place. My thoughts travel back to our previous conversations and the small details they have revealed about their past. Damon said people used to bully them. Right, this looks like someone break in and hurt my sweet Damon. I know that. It's not what you think. Try to try to reason, logical approach. Be calm. Don't overboard. Don't let your emotions spill you too much. What do you mean? What happened? I was doing all those repairs because I knew I was starting to. It's not anyone's fault but mine. Huh? What are you talking about? My magic. It's weakening. Your magic is weakening? Tilt my head so far to the side that my next when I told you that I've had to replace my parts a lot. There's only one thing I've kept on ever since I was me. Is that the machine? The machine, my heart, is what stores the magic that makes up, well, me. Never could create for me a living heart. Thanks to the machine keeping me together, I was allowed to exist for as long as I have. It started to sputter lately. No matter how tightly I stitch everything, if my heart stops for just a second, this happens. Damien nods, the guilt clear on her face. Mr. West said it may happen sooner rather than later and offered me a replacement heart for free, but I can't. Can't? What do you mean you can't? Damien, at this rate, I know, in my heart, that's everything I ever was, everything I ever will be. I was his only creation that lived. I. Damien tears up, and the needles seem to be almost done, so I pulled him into a hug, the tightest one I could muster. They apologized as they always do, and buried their head against my shoulder. It's the last thing that's still me, Arrow. If I lose it, will still be Damien. Damien. You need to take that replacement. I know you're scared, but you disappearing is even more terrifying. I can't bear to lose you. What if I... What if you still lose me? I don't remember you. Then I'll do the remembering for you. I'll show you everything all over again. Every last drop, because you'll still be in the world to see it with me. Promise me. If I pass my exams, we'll go together to replace your heart. As long as you're there, I promise. Great! I wiped the corner of my eyes where tears had begun to bubble with the back of my wrist and gave a weary smile. 'Cause, I think I just stitched our shirt collar together. Anyway, getting up against someone when there's a needle at work isn't a great idea after all. Even laughed and any trepidation I was having disappeared. I glanced over at my spell books stacked atop the table. There's so much at stake now. I really have to give it my all. Hmm. And almost time. We need to learn all the spells. Damon's got 4 already. And Zero has 3. And what was this again? I forgot. I think it was in the Carmilla. Like, yeah, there's Lawrence as well, but Lawrence isn't part of the learning spells. Like, hmm. We need to learn one more from Zero and one more from Carmilla. Well, not really need. Yeah, I'll learn. I'll try to learn later. I've been thinking, will it become something you intend to do on a regular basis? You've been around Halloween Town for ages, haven't you? You could say it. Remember when we first met that night a century ago? I was a snotty little kid. Past tense, though. When I suddenly saw you glaring and hovering right in front of me, I burst into tears. I wasn't glaring, and I clearly remember I apologized. Repeatedly. You did. I stopped crying because it looked like I was scaring you even more than you were scaring me. Not the most glorious highlight of my career as a poltergeist, I will admit. Snicker escapes my lips. Pretty glorious to look back on now, though. You probably know all kinds of things about Halloween Town. Probably. Such as the generations of students who attended Dreammere High, the school of long distinguished history, and the graduation exams they had to take every Halloween. Ah, yes, I see what you're after now. Teach me, Zero. Teach me a spell that will help me pass all the Halloween exams. No such spells exist. Estella does a great job at changing the nature and layout of exams year by year. The obstacles she sets are unpredictable even to me. Alas, alack, oh woe is me. However, one test I noticed she is particularly fond of. is to devise a monster that will try to obstruct the student. Scary! What is the monster's weakness? It's difficult to say. On some years, the monster she used was weak to fire, on others, weak to ice. Some could only be overcome by magic, others had to be stopped with physical objects. How depressingly unpredictable. In a great show of exasperation, I throw my hands up into the air and knock back my head. There's no shortcut to passing, huh? But come to think of it, none of them are invulnerable to noise. I perk back up. Noise? I can teach you Wail, a spell that lets you emit a screech so loud it deafens and stuns everything within hearing range. It also temporarily blocks your ears so you won't become a part of the affected party. Hellhounds, imps, harpies, even dragons. Hit any of them with Wail at full blast and they'd all need a minute or 10 to regain their senses. It could buy you the breathing room you need to get away. That sounds useful. Wait, did you say dragons? The school made her stop using them on students after too many concerned parents complained. Prepare yourself. I'm going to teach you how to cast Wail. Isn't this going to be dangerous? Ready? 1 second. Your neighbors have been warned and are out walking their hellhounds. Damien has taken out their ears. Okay, good. Zero stops his ears with his fingers and scrunches his face. Now, Wail. Judging by the expression of excruciating pain on Zero's face, Wail is even more powerful than I ever imagined. I was just starting to have fun. Any louder and you'll cause nearby windows and mirrors to shatter. Not to mention all those vials of potions you have stocked up. Wouldn't want to repurchase all of those for the exams now, would you? Was I really that loud? You were. Be sure to use Will carefully and sparingly. Zero folds his arms, looking quite pleased with himself. I'd love to see the look on Estella's face when she finds out her precious monsters can all be beaten by someone screaming very, very loudly. You know, Zero, I'm surprised you're on first name basis with Miss Magwitch. She's so forbidding and severe to everyone. Because you haven't known her since the first day she arrived at Halloween Town, lost and penniless and running away from a broken heart. Miss Magwitch? Broken heart? How? Who? Why? When? I'm not going to gossip with you about your superiors. Practice this spell a couple more times when nobody's near, obviously. When the day of reckoning comes, wail and and watch Magwitch's monsters flee in terror. Never had I ever met a Sphinx before now. I quickly realized they're very stingy when it comes to paying full price for things, and especially enjoyed confusing people with odd riddles over transactions. After casting Philosophize on a few dead skulls, I was able to successfully solve every riddle the Sphinx threw at me, but only thanks to their help. In the end, I finally got her to pay full price. Mr. West was so proud of me, he let me have the difference the Sphinx had asked for as a bonus. Hmm. What? You've been sneaking glances at me for the better part of the last 2 hours. When are you going to tell me what's the matter? I fiddle my thumbs and glance out upwards at his fixated stare. Don't spare me. I can take it. Am I wearing my shirt on the wrong way? Is my face disfigured by an outbreak of ghostly acne? Has a poltergeist pigeon splattered poltergeist dropping atop my head? Are there really poltergeist pigeons that can do that? Which is what makes your behavior all the more puzzling. We poltergeists do not change our appearance, ever. Not in our dress, not in our acting, Not even in the ghastly droppings of poltergeist pigeons on my heads. You've changed. Can't put my finger on it, but poltergeists never outwardly change. That's it. You've inwardly changed. I'm sure of it. I thought this since our last. No, I've thought this for some time now. Maybe longer than I know I knew. I thought you feel different from how you used to be. You can't feel. I can, and I figured out exactly how you're different. You're fading. His eyebrows raised and subsequently fall, and the bright red shine in his eyes that always radiates so profusely dims. Oh my goodness. I can't believe you actually got that. Wow. So grateful day by day that I never noticed it happening right in front of my very eyes. Zero. You're not as sharply defined as you were when we first met, or even a year ago. What's going on? Talk to me. You know how poltergeists come into existence? Let's see. A human dies somewhere, right? Then, poltergeists come into existence when a person dies with an unresolved matter near and dear to their heart. Hmm. We cannot bear to leave this world having left undone that which we ought to have done. Oh, I try and rack my mind around what he just told me, and my overworked brain from all this Persian grammar begins to fry. Come on, come on, man. Just zero is implying that it's unresolved, whatever it is, unresolved wish. It's almost to completion. It's almost well, I think I don't know, or maybe he's just losing interest in his unresolved stuff. Zero watches my struggle and sighs before signaling me to pay attention as he continues his explanation. I've met malevolent poltergeists who are murdered and take to haunting the house of their death and tormenting those who try to live there. And I've met benevolent poltergeists who left a debt unpaid and in repentance try to help the living. What we all have in common is when the unresolved matter is resolved, we move on. Move on. Poltergeists are natural, and in nature's grand scheme of life and death, there is no place for us. We are tied to this world by the unresolved matter our hearts cling to. When that disappears, so must we. If you don't mind me asking, what does your heart cling to? Hmm? Some poltergeists resolve the problem dramatically, like hunting down the murderer or helping the child of a friend they had once set down. For most of us, the resolution comes in due time as time heals all wounds. Essentially, we end up forgetting that which bound us here. I'm surprised it's kept me around for so long. I suppose I must be forgetting everything at last. A wave of emotion rushes to my face, and it's taking every ounce of control to not fling myself at it. My childhood friend, upon learning the truth. You're not about to cry, are you? Of course not. I'm the one and only. Ew, Nightshade. Da da da. That's good. That's good. I've always hated to see you cry. You're saying that you'll disappear. Don't want that, because you're a ghost. I thought you'd always be here with me, with all of us. Nothing lasts forever, not even poltergeist. All things must come to an end. Is there anything I can do to stop him from disappearing? Anything at all? I don't think so. Unless you can make me remember the reason why I had become a poltergeist in the first place. That's impossible, realistically speaking. No one, no one, no one now knows my birth name, or who I was, or when I died. Nothing remains of all that, except maybe a faint ache in my chest, and even that is fading. As Zero speaks of a faint ache in his chest, I can feel a strong one brewing within mine. Hmm. Do you want to move on? If you do, I'm glad for you that you're forgetting. But if not, do you want to remain here together with me? Just for a while longer. Sensation that causes my skin to tingle and make tears form in my eyes. I blink to force them down. There were no words spoken for the rest of our evening, held in reach, held in each other's company, but I never felt more hurt. Hmm. Need to so it's one, and then I'll buy one red, and then one pink. Thank you, Carmilla. Thank you for your potions. Learn. There's no night creatures. See you, that is a load of rubbish. Do we even read the same book? Excuse me, folks. Could you perhaps help me? We both look up when the elderly gentleman interrupts our debate, which I was totally right about, gesturing towards a haunted sculpture on the top shelf. Oh no, something a bit rate. Yeah, my yeah, yeah, and okay. I immediately turned to pick up a step stool from behind the counter. Here, let me. There's no need. My adorable little servants will fetch it for me. Carmilla puckers her lips and lets out a soft whistle. Instantaneously, a small group of cheering bats swoop from the tops of the rafters and gather around her, gleefully spinning. Wait, why do you get something like that? You get an artwork like this? I mean, yeah, I guess it's fine. She gestures toward the sculpture, and the cluster falls upon it in a swarm. They pick up the heavy stone between their little claws and carry it down into Carmilla's winning hands. Thank you, young lady. As we receive the product, he gives us both a small nod before continuing to browse the store's selection. That was amazing! I stare in awe at Carmilla's little crusade of fast that flap around her. One even lands on her shoulders and nuzzles against her cheek. In response, she affectionately pets the top of his head. She's like a spooky Cinderella. Adorable darlings, no. Adorable darlings, no. I love hearing them mill about. Can you talk to them? Indeed, I can. It's an inherent skill we vampires have been able to communicate with creatures of the night. Essentially, anything that creeps, crawls, or flaps is a close ally. She presses her index finger to her lips and winks. But I didn't see your eyes glow this time. Are you not controlling them? I would never control a friend. These are simple creatures that, if treated with kindness, will aid us in our daily lives as well as dangerous situations. You called them your servants. For, my dear, this particular family of bats has been bonded to me for generations. They may as well be of my own blood. And we do not subjugate family. The bats swarm closer around her, butting their heads against her arms and hands for pets. She obliges and gently caresses their black fur. Is this something I could learn too? I don't see why not. That is assuming I feel like teaching you. Huh? She smirks, saunters over to my side, and lets her words caress my ear. I apologize for your unsightly and moreover wrong opinion from earlier, and perhaps I may consider your request, if only to celebrate your newfound sense of taste. Seriously, over the book? Well, I'm definitely right, but suddenly I see the error of my ways and think you're absolutely right. It was completely rubbish. It was complete rubbish. Oh, was that so? I just don't know how I didn't see it earlier, to be honest. As always, you're so much wiser than me and oh so gracious. Please teach me more so that I can be like you one day, Lady Carmilla. A little overacted, my dear, but I'll take it. Now, I do remember not to demand services from just anyone. We have a delicate balance in our relationship that we have to uphold, you see. If some outsider started bossing my best around, I would be obligated to defend them. I would never. I stared at her wide-eyed and hopeful. Perhaps. I mean, you've been such a great teacher, Carmilla. Double, seriously. If I didn't have you showing me magic, I don't think I'd ever be able to learn it. You're brilliant in every way imaginable. Carmilla barely suppresses a grin. Well, I suppose I can't deny that I've been the best teacher you've ever had. Alright, little witch. I'll teach you how to cast night creatures. Her ego fed. Carmilla spends the next few hours teaching me how to create potions that can summon and communicate with creatures of the night. We start small with a few spiders and slowly move on to practicing with bats. It takes up the entire rest of the day at the shop. Still, I barely notice that time has passed until a customer rushes in at the last minute because of course they would. Not like they have any upcoming exams or are sure to spell their impending doom. Excuse me, could you help me reach that skull up on the top shelf? Now it's a perfect time to try out your new skill. Spell cast, I whistled a small tune for the bats, just like Armilla showed me. A few flutter over, but they don't even have half the enthusiasm they gave her. Bring me the skull! I point up toward the top shelf. They stare at me, unmoving. Sweeter doll. Sweeter doll. Uh, please? Nothing. Pretty please? Unsure of what else to do, I take a few berries from my lunch and offer it to them. The bats sniff them for a moment, but then hesitantly accept. I inch towards the shelf, coaxing them along. Eventually, they manage to grab the skull, but not without almost dropping it on the floor. Thankfully, I stumble forward in the nick of time, catching and handing it to the customer. Here you go. Thanks. And don't worry, everyone's new at some point. After paying for the item and leaving a pity tip for me, he exits the shop. Once he's gone, I turn to Carmilla with a frown big enough to have my bottom lip jutted out. I don't get it. What did I do wrong? Your approach could have been better. There's no need to take it personally. I'm more familiar to these pets than you are, after all. You'll need to build a much greater relationship with them to gain the same kind of trust they and I have. She pressed one of the bats for emphasis, smiling down at her companion all the while. I hold out a finger. In response, a single bat flutters down and wraps its little claws around the middle of it, then hangs upside down. Yeah, I get it. I smiled to myself. As I was to spend more time together. Indeed. Cutscene. I think that I've worked more in the shop and I've studied for my exams this week. Not that I blame them for wanting me around. I'm kind of wonderful. So, at least if I'm a fearless, which I can probably stay here for the rest of my days. Especially with the best saleswoman as distracted as she's been lately. Carmilla, I don't think this waiting for our 2-for-1 deal on hands is going to call off anytime soon. You can maybe stop securing it. Carmilla's shoulders shoot up, and she stares at her hands for a long moment. When it sinks in, however, she takes a step back. Her cheeks are surprisingly pink, because they are no longer alive, Uh, this is easily the saddest and least subtle thing I have ever watched. Something's up. The recently appointed best detective in Dublin High is on the case. Are you okay, Carmilla? You seem pretty un-Carmilla-y today. I'm perfectly fine, my sweet. Think about it, I do have the need for your expertise. Nothing magic related, given my current predicament, I hope. Love. What is it? Well, in your view, I feel my own eyes widen in excitement, and a million answers battle it out in my mind to see which one can get out first. Where do I even begin with how great love is? I put both hands on my chest and close my eyes wistfully. Love is the best feeling in the world, the whole universe. It leaves you feeling like you can walk on the sun or flutter the moon or the most painful thing imaginable. My eyes pop open. Well, love can be that too, but I notice the way the crease in Carmela's brow deepens. It's the same as the day she snatches the old sketch from my hands. Should I? Yeah, I think I will. Are you thinking about the girl from the picture? Hmm. Carmela hesitates, then gives a reluctant nod. It's the anniversary of when she first darkened my doorstep. Carmela gently touches one of the hands on display, a sorrowful expression on her face. She looks past me, past everything in the shop, and I wonder what memories resurfacing inside her. I lean on the counter, suddenly feeling that heavy sensation in my chest. It's one thing to see your matches work out and love blossom, but it's a whole other experience to witness heartbreak. Will you tell me about her? At first, I don't think she'll answer, but then Carmela takes a deep, shuddering breath. She was only supposed to be my prey at first. I had begun adapting to my new abilities, and I decided to adopt a sort of. She makes a circular. Hold on, let me just have my breath for a bit. She makes circular movements with her wrist, obviously debating her next choice of words. Catch and release policy. I would only drink as much blood as I needed to live, and then I would release my victims back into the night without further harm. And you didn't get caught? I wouldn't be here if I had, or would I, silly witch? It was a dangerous time for vampires back then, which is understandable, I suppose. The cat is not a welcome guest among mice. My dear little mouse was nothing like the rest. A fond smile creeps over her lips. She was bold, brilliant. She had seen me as a rival, not just a beast to be hunted. Even when I did lose to her, there was always an opening to escape, so I always left her unturned. Our little game was like a dance that spanned many a year. One day, I overstepped. What do you do? I tried to force her to drink my blood. You would? Hard of me. I know. As I once said, drinking a vampire's blood will turn any mortal into one of the living dead, if the circumstances are right. Certain traces of horror mixed with disgust are written all over her face. Rather than our usual games, she cried out for help. Terrified of me, she she wouldn't even look at me. I managed to escape just moments before the mob barreled down upon us. That was the last mercy I was offered. When I tried to approach again, she had served as much willing bait for a troop of vampire hunters. I was too crafty by far and had outsmarted them all, of course. Something doesn't line up here. Didn't you just want blood? If you knew she didn't want to drink your blood, why did you try to force her? You didn't know then what I know now. That's hardly an excuse, I know, but the idea of watching her age, watching her sicken and die, leaving me with a life that didn't have her in it was excruciating. I thought that maybe we could dance our dance forever. Carmelo sighs. I wanted someone to stay by my side, so we could be in love for all eternity. In the end, though, I behaved like the beast that the townsfolk believed me to be. How dreadfully ironic. You wanted my expert opinion, right? She doesn't respond, but I tell her anyway. I think that love means accepting change and each other's differences, and letting that special someone go when it's time. The idea of an immoral love sounds nice, but only if the other person wants that too. Carmela remains silent and goes to sweep the floor. I might have upset you, but I stand by what I said, not only as a matchmaker, but as a person. Eventually and quietly, from across the shop, I hear her say something. I really wish I had learned that sooner. Okay, October 31st. This is the day to learn the last three spells. Intimidate. Let's do this. I scribbled the final concoction on paper in front of me, and I'm finally done. I signed way too much homework around exam season. I'm going to. Someone at the door? Like quickly, I glide down the staircase to the knocking coming from outside the front door. Then the stranger speaks up without warning as I walk toward the entrance. Trick or treat. Trick or treat, excuse me? You heard me. Trick or treat. I thought I'd say this about a trick or treater, but this guy sounds like he means business. I'm not sure I really want to open it now. Sorry, I think you're too early. Halloween isn't for another few days. Doesn't matter if you have nothing offered and pay with your reputation. My reputation? I'll see to our guests. When did you get here? When did you get here? I don't mind if people make fun of me. I'm kind of the class clown and enjoy good banter anyways. But Damien? Damien usually keeps to himself. What if people try to bully him to get to me? No way, I absolutely won't let that happen. Wait, Damien, no, we don't know who's out there. Try to reach for their sleeve, but they pull away quicker than I expected and don't wait up before opening the door. I try to peer out to see who's at the door. Oddly enough, I can barely see past it. Someone is moving about in front of them, but whoever it is seems to be shrinking by comparison. Wait, did Damien just grow taller? I was joking. Oh hell, look at the time. I forgot my class will start soon. See you, but maybe not. Before I even find out who it is, the person has already stashed away, leaving not even an afterimage where they once stood. Damien turns to me with a smile. The good thing about being a 7 foot tall monster, is that it's very easy to win disputes without having to say anything. I wonder how long it'd take me to grow that tall. Maybe you need to drink more bad milk. I think you're just fine. I think you're just fine as you are. If you're curious, I know an illusion spell that would make you appear that way. We call it intimidation. It's a little cartoonish, but show me, please, please, please. Watch closely, please. I'll try and teach you how to cast intimidation. New spell acquired. With my newest potion finished and at the ready, I don't waste any time in casting the spell. I don't feel any different, but Damien's blue eyes widen a little. They remind me of beautiful stained glass. How do I look? Horrifying? Spooktacular? Perhaps you should see for yourself. They steer me towards one of the mirrors in our hallway, and although Damien tries to fight it, I see their shoulders shaking with laughter. I stare into the mirror and freeze. I look like one of those plush toys, the ones with a huge body and a tiny head. I did say it's a little cartoonish. How can it look scary when you do it then? Practice. A lot of practice. Okay, Damien. The reason I had learned that spell was because, well, when I was younger, the villagers would group together and chase me with pitchforks and torches, taught me how to make a larger form to scare them away, so no one would get hurt. I put both hands on my hips and puff out my oversized chest in the mirror. Actually, this body line is great because if my arms are this huge, I can give super big hugs. Before Damien has a chance to resist, not that I think they would, I throw my arms around them and hold them into a tight embrace. As long as I'm here, no one will ever picks on you again. Got it? Slowly they pull their arms around me and punch my back firmly between their stiff strings. Finally, the hour of truth is here. I look around the town square, which is filled to the brim with my monstrous classmates and upperclassmen. Wait a second, it's already the day. Oh my goodness. I learned intimidation instead of the other two. Well, never mind about that. There are a few familiar faces snooping at the edge, priming last minute. A few others are nervously asking their crushes to the festivities after the exams. Always a good sight to see. At the very center of the square is Miss Magwitch, stern face and serious as ever, waiting for the witching hour to finally arrive. Once it does, she'll teleport us to the dungeons where we will face our trials. Close by is Mr. West, who is trying to sell potions to anybody that doesn't look prepared enough. Got a few minutes left before the exams begin. Maybe we can do something that'll help me pass. Oh no, 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 no. I want to leave some potions. Get some potions. Messing around with Mr. West, I try to talk him into giving me a few extra potions for exams. However, he simply ignores my request with a hug. Only after I help him manage the customers, multitasking by using Scuttle, does he yield. I've become the most hardworking witch in Doomere High. Where else would you find someone trying to earn extra potions last minute instead of buying them? It's time. Finally, Miss Magwitch's voice rings out and everyone goes quiet. Remember, your primary goal will be finding the exit. If you run out of potions, I will teleport you back here and it will count as a failure. And I didn't save. Now line up. Let's get started. And afterwards, I will hang out with Damien, Zero, Carmilla, lonely souls in town. Here I come. I want to hang out with Zero, man. Afterwards, I'll go boost Zero, who's always nagging me about exams after all. Why is it so dark here? Lord, shining my way through the nightshade way. Let's go. Finally, here's some light. Okay, I got potions. Okay, here's my potion slot. 8 yellow, 8 yellow, 6 blue, 8 pink, 6 red. It's quite an uneven balance, but it's fine. Let's see, that doctor looks... Wait, where did I see doctor? That door looks tightly shut, and the lever next to it looks broken. Oh, this is cool, man. Nope, no I can push this door. Insubstantiate? What? Oh wait, that's a spell. The lever's broken. If I pull this, I will get hurt. Damn these sharp edges. Telekinesis? Station. Oh, well, anyway. I don't want to hurt myself. So, let's try telekinesis. I know, I can pull telekinesis. No need to touch it. Easy as a piece of pumpkin pie. This room is much bigger. Hey, there seems to be a deep pit over there. I'm not sure if I can jump over it. But over there's a door. But these big rocks block the way. Yeah, I can pass through here with Carmilla's spell. This pit is really deep. If I fall, I'll for sure end up as mincemeat. Oh yeah, it's got some. It's got some pollution. Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. This is such a dried up skeleton. Philosophize. Hmm? Seems like this buddy has been here for a while. Maybe you can tell me how to move on. A bowl of candy, a bag of treats, a dish of tasty, sugary sweets. Huh? Seems like the skeleton has a bowl of candy bombs. Neat. I can blast the rocks away if I got my hands on some of it. My eyes sparkle with delight as I raise my hand and knock against the cage. Trick or treat. For a moment, silence reigns. Just as I feared that this bonehead too is ignoring me, it finally moves and pushes the ball towards the edge of the cage. We are not home for you to scare. Here's a bowl of treats. Take one if you dare. Success! I pump my fist in victory as I grab a handful of candy bombs. Now I'll place the bombs here and get the fire from the toast there. Done! Closing my eyes and covering my ears, I run to the opposite corner of the room and wait. Kaboom! The explosion is barely powerful enough to rattle the floor, but when I open my eyes, the rocks are gone. Next one! I should be halfway through. A zombie? What do you eat to grow so big? Then why is he glaring at me as if I show him money? Tell me he's also an obstacle I have to pass. Uh, whale. Yes, whale. Without any words, the zombie quickly abandons all. Let's talk about this. I barely dodged in the nick of time and roll out of this way. Just moments later, he attempts to attack again. Quickly, I pull out a flask of potion and gulp down its contents. I let out a loud shriek, and the zombie freezes in mid-motion, raising its claws to cover his ears. Just as my lungs almost run out of air, his legs finally give out, and the zombie falls unconscious. Yes! Well, that was close, but Nightshade wins! Such a cute frog, what is it doing here? Gentle giant. Okay, good. Gotta know. Wait, perhaps it can help me. Hello there, little frog. You think you can help me get out of here? Alright. With enthusiasm, the frog jumps onto me. I stretch out a hand to catch it. Hopping around, it gestures me to get closer to the walls. Is there anything I can do? Alright. Tap against the brick. I do as it says. As soon as my finger touches the brick, a glowing rune appears. Whoa, magic runes! Alright. Tap and revive aura? Alright, show me how. After a few minutes of guidance, I finally managed to light up over 60 runes. Whoa. Alright. The wall disappeared. Nice. I pet the frog and thank it for the amazing work before using it. I haven't even used a single yellow or pink potion. Because the now, let's move on. Is that the Reaper? What on earth did Miss Magwitch get in here? Behind him seems to be the exit. Oh no, this cannot mean good. Is it because I didn't learn the first spell? Is it because I did not learn the very first spell that he gave me? The very first spell that Loris gave me. I couldn't learn it because I didn't know that I was supposed to stock on brown potions. Slowly, trying my best not to make any noise, I sneak behind the columns and out of his sight. However, just as I almost reach the door, a voice as cold as snow falls upon my ears. Oh, that wasn't bad, mortal, but to move to the other world, you have to pay for your passage. Huh? Aren't you the Reaper? I am. Then why do you sound like the ferryman? Besides, I'm not dead, and I don't want to go to the other world. No matter. To get out of this room, you need to pay me 20 potions, no matter which color. That's a rip-off. You want to pass your exams or not? Very hesitantly, I hand over a big batch of my hard-earned potions. Luckily, he lets me pass after that without hitch. Okay, good. I passed my exams. Okay. Oh, because I saved up like. Oh, okay, I had 8, 4, 8, 3. Yeah, I think those are the numbers. Yeah, 8, 4, 8. I remember it was around that much. So yeah, it was more than 20, but it was barely enough. Genius of dreaming bear high. You nice shade, the clever, the brainy, da da da. Congratulations. Wasn't I absolutely marvelous? You were, huh? No snide remarks, no sarcastic jabs. The earlier part of the evening was given to a post-exam celebration in Dreamere High. Not as good as my math practice. Not as good as my matchmaking parties, but pretty close. Now I'm back in my room, worn out and sleepy, but indescribably happy. Zero's hovering next to me with that sweet smile on his face. I haven't seen him in what feels like forever. I'll make you prouder yet. Oh, listen, I figured out a spell that will let me touch you at long last. No such spells exist. Which goes on to show, not even you know everything to watch this. The substantiate. I used the potion Miss Magwitch has specially prepared just for me and cast a spell. You're ta-da! What's going on? Are you okay? My body feels light and airy, as if freed from shackles that had been dragging me down all my life. Looking down at my person lying on the couch, I realized that my body was the shackles. Who is this cute and lovely little witch lounging on the sofa? Is that what I look like? What did this spell do? The spirit. It left your body? You've become all ghostly, like insubstantiate, but you feel so warm, so full of life. Wait, wait a second. What did you just say? Feel warm to me. You feel warm to me. You feel warm to me. The spell works. I don't believe it. I'm a poltergeist. I haven't got a sense of touch, and I've forgotten what warmth is. And yet, why do I feel warm when you're close to me? Just wait until I do this. I grab his hand for a moment. Fear and doubt seize me, and I wonder if my hand will pass through his, in spite of everything I always had before. But they don't. My fingers close around Zero's, and I feel for the first time the shape and contour of his hand. It's positively exhilarating. The initial icy cold touch of his skin quickly turns warm. This is what your hand feels like. I think you've got a pretty nice hand, Zero. He glances away at my compliment, rubbing the back of his neck with his free hand. I'm glad you think so. I don't suppose you mind telling me exactly what's going on. All in good time. Now, let me try something else. I fling my arms around him and squeeze. I've caught you at last. Shocked, he stands still for a brief moment. Then, gingerly and hesitantly, he brings his arms around me. Look at me. Pulling away slightly, Zero gently grabs the tip of my chin and lifts up my head. I'm. It's alright. I know. His burning ruby eyes reflecting my own and encompass my entire universe. Gradually, inch by inch, our faces draw nearer to each other. His nose touches mine, and for just a split second, I feel the feathery touch of his lips against my own. I fall right through him and smack back down into my body and flop on the floor like a sack of bricks. The spell wore off at the most unfortunate time. Oh dear, that looked like it hurt. It did, and it does. Wow. Oh, Nightshade, the clumsy, the hip. We look at each other and burst into laughter. Then sudden tears begin to well and fall down my face. Don't cry. You know I hate to see you cry. I'm not crying. You are. That's only because I'm so happy. So am I. You're wonderful. But you wasn't surprised. With a few snuffles and crack in my voice, I start to speak. The spell is substantiate. Miss Magwitch taught it to me, you know. If anyone would know the spell, it'd be Estella, of course. But why would she teach it to you? At the party earlier, she asked me why I seemed so glum, even though I had aced the exams. I told her about you and how you're fading, and how much I desperately want to tell you properly. Just once, before you move on. She said, I wiped my nose using the back of my wrist, and after a quick shake of my head, slapped both hands firmly against my cheeks to help keep my composure. She said, these substantia might help me. And it did. But the spell consumes too much magic, and I couldn't keep it up. Just don't move on just yet, Zero. Let me try again tomorrow. Please, we can continue where we left off just now. Blushing nervously, I'm twiddling my fingers when I look up at Zero gesturing at himself. I'm not going to move on tomorrow. Can't you see? See what? Oh, your form. It's all sharp and crisp again. But how? It surely is. When you cast that spell, and again when you hugged me, it made me remember everything. Who I was, how my life went, and the reason I became a poltergeist. The reason you became. Oh, you actually spoke out the whole thing. Wow. Smile, so soft and endearing, wanders across his face and sets my heart aglow. Wow, dang. The end. You've unlocked Zero's ending, a new reason to stay. Okay, now I gotta get the other endings. And apparently I didn't save at that moment. So obviously I have to continue from here. I forgot to save. How did I forget to save? Okay, I need to know. I need to save somewhere. And I know when. I know exactly when I should save. Isn't there a faster way? Well, text speed faster. faster. Some of these spells didn't even end up being good. Mhm. Yes, I don't understand. This is the time you should stock up. How many did I want again? One blue, one pink, one red. Then I should leave. Hmm. Now that I think about it, there's also a mismatch. No, I can't do this. Uh, this one. Hmm. You can give 5 different potions, which is not as much as how much Mr. West gave. This one, the spell that I learned last was Intimidate, in which it didn't prove anything at all, really. So let's learn Hover. See, and Hover. Look at the geese. Got got to save. Got to save before that. Oh my goodness, how could I forget? Ah, I'll just have to do it again for the third time. I'll have to go for winter vacation. Above us, a flock of wild geese are winging southward. Around their flight moves light and graceful against the deepening twilight. I would sometimes wonder what it would be like to be a bird flying south, crossing warring dark seas and never-ending desert dunes. The ruins of forgotten cities and new towns bursting into life. Through orchards and caravan trails, and little sparkling oases, and over the high, lonely veldt and gloom. You and I are silent for a moment as we contemplate how wonderful the bird's annual pilgrimages must be. I do not know any spell that lets you turn into a wild goose, but you want to know how it feels to be airborne. You can teach me a spell to fly? Really? Almost. I can teach you a spell that allows you to hover. You won't grow wings or dance in the sky, or feel the shouting wind sweep against your face. Hover will let you slip the surly bonds of the earth for a time. Teach me hover. Prepare yourself. I'm going to teach you how to cast hover. Some dull and heavy force, which I hadn't realized was dragging me down all this time, begins to fray. My shoulders feel light as though I had slipped off a bag full of stones. My feet, they're no longer touching the ground. Yes, we have lift off. You'll find it difficult to keep upright in the air on your first attempt. Don't worry, it's perfectly natural. I'm flying. I fling my arms out wide, and as I would if they were wings, the dry autumn breeze caressing my face, my hair, and my skin. Geese! Oh, you silly geese, watch this! I dart at the small clutch of wild geese circling above, watching me, half in askance and half in curiosity. As I inch closer, they erupt in a cacophony of indignant cries and dart off in every direction, leaving me gasping with laughter. I can fly! Zero, let's fly south too! If only we could. What's happening? My arms feel heavy. You've done extraordinarily well for someone who has cast hover for the first time. Don't push your luck. It isn't safe to try to climb any higher. Why not? I'm going to keep flying. Time for you to come down to Earth before Earth drags you down and makes you flatter than a pancake. Flatter than pancake? That's what happens when you run out of magic and gravity takes its revenge. This is hover, not it's this is hover, not insubstantiate. You still have a physical form after all. Reluctantly, I give in to pulling forces that seem intent on bringing me down from the air. Yes, just learned hover. You sure cannot keep airborne higher than a few inches and longer than a few seconds. With more practice, you can learn to go higher and longer, but you will have a limit, as do I. Even you. My feet once again brush the ground. I find myself doubled over and panting, as though I had just run a marathon. At your altitude just now, we Portuguese can use hover pretty much indefinitely, but even we have a limit to how high we can reach before our magic fails us. When we cast hover, we use supernatural magic to surpass the limitations placed on us by nature. For a minute, an hour, a day. But their flight, we turn to watch the last little specks from the flock of wild beasts disappearing from view into the horizon. It's a magic, all of its own. Leads to oceans. Game. Afterwards, I'll go find Damien. Still need to pay the doctor a visit after all. Oh, I'm using a lot. I'm using blue potions. This thing, yeah, it's just one red potion. Yes, but blue potions that are really just mm. So in Gentle Giant is yeah, Gentle Giant uses more potions. They just insubstantiate and then yeah, you pass. All thanks to the weeks of dedicated hard work of yours truly, the brilliant one and only. My spellcasting is perfection. Do you have any doubts? Well, okay, don't answer that. You know what this means, don't you? That you invited me to spend the Halloween festivities with you, and we should get warm pumpkin cider to celebrate. You look a little cold. Your cheeks are pink. In reality, it is just that Damien cupped my face so gently that I forgot how to think. Maybe just a tiny bit. I never turned down an excuse to party. The cider turned into carnival. Those turned into trying to pair up a couple of cute ghouls with a little help from my handy-dandy partner in mischief, who became significantly less handy after they lost their left hand in the punch bowl. It wasn't a total mood killer. The situation made for a good excuse to leave the two ghouls alone together. Then the sudden realization hit me while I was stitching Demon's hand back to their wrist by lantern light. You've been using your charms to distract me, haven't you? I don't know what you could possibly mean. That face says, oh, the fact that a certain somebody promised me they would be paying the doctor a visit if I pass my exams. I give their hand a light and comforting touch. Please, you've been falling apart more and more often lately. There's something that I. It's okay, Damien. What is it? This girl sounds so selfish in a million different ways, but I'm. Well, I want you to know that I like you a lot. Huh? Can you hear that right? My eyes widen at a sudden proclamation as my heart begins to try and beat its way right out of my chest. I mean, like a friend way. Mm, Also, more than just that. And, oh gosh, I'm messing this up so bad. Damien, you're not. Even if I forget, and there is nothing of me left. Just you're like the moon to me. I think whoever replaces me would still see your beauty, even at a distance. Hold it. Don't think you can distract me with cheesy stuff again. Have I always said I know that I'll always be Damien to you. You're not you're hurting me. What if hmm duh. Oh, welcome. Welcome, Vala. How are you doing today? Hmm. It has been quite a long while since I've seen you in my channel. But other than that, uh, other than that, I'm. How are you doing today? I think you had some Genshin earlier or something. I'm not too sure about what you did earlier, but as you can see here, I'm playing Witches X Warlocks, in which I actually already reached one of the endings, in which I'm trying to get through the second ending. Doing slow weekend, have fun in stream. All right, thank you for coming, Vada. It's nice to have you here. Oh, thank you for the bits, Vala. Very much appreciated. Oh, wait a second, I forgot to unmute the desktop audio. Well, nonetheless, thank you though. Thank you for your support. Mhm. I may change that pencil. Yeah, you got that badge. You got the best leader one. Very nice. I need some badges for bits. I may need to create some emotes someday, just for the bits rewards. Hmm, yeah. Other than that, uh, I grabbed Damien's lab. I grabbed I grabbed Damien's labels and kissed the concern right out of their rambling mouth. They're already a hand on my weight, and we both end up falling. Once we land on the floor, I feel their lips smile against mine. Our kiss only lasts for a while longer, but I swear I could stay in that moment forever.
Oh.
And that's what I think of that. Now stop assuming the worst. We're in this together now. You don't have to work. You don't have to keep trying to do everything all by yourself. You have me after all.
Yes.
You're right. Thank you. I stand up and go to pull Damien with their freshly repaired hand up with me, but something seems different. Probably the fact that the one I'm trying to pull up isn't making any effort on their part.
Hmm.
Damien, are you feeling okay?
I.
They stare up at me, visibly shocked.
Um.
I don't think I need a new heart anymore.
Huh?
Would you just... Damien cups both of my hands in theirs, placing them firmly against their chest. The place where their ribcage meets their clothing is oddly warm. There's something else too. It's faint, but I can feel it.
Um.
It's my heart. It's beating.
Yes!
It sure is. Damien throws their arms around me and something between a tackle and a hug, and we nearly fall over again. I might have laughed, but I'm too astounded by, well, everything.
But how?
You said it
You
was a
said it was a
machine.
machine and that your maker couldn't create a living heart, didn't you?
Aha.
It was magic too. My maker was an alchemist and a magician both. He was brilliant, but when trying to make a living thing, a human, I think he must have forgotten the most critical thing of all. And that was. Something only the best matchmaker in Dwemermere High could show me how to find.
Dang. They pause and look at me with their gleaming blue eyes, as if there were only me and them in this world, in this whole entire world.
True love.
The end. Damien's ending. A heart's in the making. Now I need to. I forgot to say that one. I have to
Huh?
go through all this again.
Uh, 0! But. Why?
Okay, now sour about potions. One blue, one pink, one red. Actually, let's do one blue, one red, two pink. Because the pink I'm gonna be because the last pink I'm gonna be using for the crossbow. Two pink. 2 pink, 1 red. It's just barely enough, I think. Yeah, it's barely enough. Just barely enough for it to be 3 even.
It's love, love, love.
It makes the world go round, round, round. I finished classes early today and didn't have anything else to do except maybe study, so I thought I would head to work a little early. By the time I reached the shop, Carmilla was already approaching the front door.
Carmilla!
Mm-hmm.
You showed up on time, little witch. That's first. She bows me on the nose and smiles, fangs exposed.
Hey!
I'm always on time. My time? I suppose I can't exactly argue with that.
But
There is no point in us speaking out of the call. No, just... Son in your... What? Son in your... Son in your... This what are they doing though?
Huh?
Was that German?
mm,
Got the key at home. Cupping her hands around her mouth, Carmilla calls up to the second-story window.
Herbie!
You and I have arrived. Let us in. Wait for a few seconds for a response, but nothing happens. Is he even here today?
No,
I guess not.
I suppose.
It's troublesome, but I suppose I have no choice. She sighs heavily and presses her fingertips against a brick wall. Then, with momentum, Carmilla launches herself upwards. It's such a simple movement, but it's really efficient. If she wasn't touching the wall, I'd think she was flying. In seconds, she's at the second-story window. Positioned against the windowsill, she taps against it, then unlocks the window and heads in. After a few minutes, the front door swings open.
Hmm.
Nothing I cannot handle with ease, though it's certainly been a while since I last exerted myself. I gaze in awe at Spider Carmilla.
Wow!
Can't even... What was that?
Right!
You really grabbed the wall and then zoom! I gestured wildly, motioning my hands like a rocket ship taking off. Carmilla chuckles.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that old trick? I'm rather fond of it. I learned it a while back in, the 14th century, or perhaps it was the 15th. Carmilla presses a finger to her lips in thought, then quickly waves the issue away.
At any rate.
It is quite easy. You simply channel your magic through your fingertips and use crawl. I may be so inclined to show you how.
Please!
You, Carmilla. Wait, no, not Carmilla, Spider Carmilla. Only someone as talented as you could teach me the spell. I look at her with big, round, begging eyes and a powerful good measure.
Oh, all right.
I'll teach you how to cast crawl. She takes my fingers in her dainty hands, positioning them against the wall. Carmilla then instructs me in the method of, blasting off. Or at least she tries to.
Crawl!
Wonderful.
Great, now go!
Um,
I'm not sure that I can... Carmilla, my fingers, they're kinda, sorta stuck to the wall.
Come on.
Hang in there.
well,
It's more like I'm hanging here, but
Don't you worry.
you're not gonna let a little cleanliness stand in the way, are you?
Now,
Don't get discouraged, it's only your first try, keep going. Carmilla, I really think I'm stuck. Like, stuck.
my dear.
Oh dear, perhaps you're pulling too hard.
Wait.
Think of it like a magnet. You need to... Oh no! I try following her suggestion, but losing my grip too much and fall backwards. In the panic, I squeeze my eyes shut. Is this the end for Air Nightshade? Am I done for? There are so many couples I haven't matched yet, and so many sweets I haven't tried. And I'm fine, but it doesn't feel like I'm on the ground. I look up and see a pair of violet eyes. Is Carmilla carrying me?
Wonderful.
I was just in time.
But
A smile. Don't tell me you plan to do that just so you could end up in my embrace.
no.
Of course not, I'm just relieved.
mm-hmm.
Is that so? What a troublesome little witch.
Now,
I think that is enough practice for now. We still have to set up the shop. Gotta admit, this is definitely useful. I can't count how many times I've forgotten my keys at home. I just need to master it like I've mastered matchmaking. Amila, this would be a pretty neat trick for burglary, huh? I waggle my eyebrows suggestively. Carmilla huffs as she walks inside, still carrying me in her arms.
I don't.
Oh, are you implying? I would never steal. Strange, you seem to be stealing me right now. That's simply because of a certain mischievous little witch who may run off to try again if I let her go. So, Carmilla, do you only use this spell when you forgot the keys? Carmilla hesitates for a second, and her fangs lightly press against her bottom lip. As we enter the shop, she gently sets me down on a nearby chair.
My dear.
The spell's original purpose was secret liaisons with an individual I was, shall we say, very fond of. Others did not approve of us, but we were able to enjoy each other's company in secret. Oh, a secret rendezvous with just the two of you? How romantic!
I suppose.
Armilla's smile is touched by a hint of melancholy when she turns away to start working. If she's distracted, I could... No, Barrio! I can always sneak out to practice climbing on my break. Oh, I need to save here, I forgot. Let me save. Yes. Finally, the hour truth is here. I need to stock up on, I need to leech off those potions. Hmm. Carmilla. Yes. Let's use glow. Okay. And then, okay, we all start off. So, okay, so yeah, we are given 5 potions of each type if we go with, if we bother Mr. West. This one, there's like 2 different spells here, right? Yeah, there was Stitch as well. Let's try Stitch. No, I can mend this with Stitch. And then I don't want to go through this thing. Oh, fine call. Since I know that the blue potions are gonna be useful in the later one, I'm gonna use this one instead. Hmm. Yeah, this one, I just love using. Yeah, and substantiate. It's just the freaking yellow potion. We just don't use it. Oh, welcome, gambling mans. ¿Cómo estás? Welcome to the stream, Carmilla. And yeah, as you can see here, I'm playing Witches X Warlocks, which yeah, I mean, for me, I'm reaching the third ending. Yeah, please do enjoy the rest of the stream. Yeah. I burst into the human shop with reckless abandon, waving my hands enthusiastically in the air. Da-da-da, 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 da-da-dee. I passed my exams, I did it! I'm gonna be a real witch and not be tragically expelled. The shot shield was out to register, but the moment I mentioned passing, All I catch is a glimpse of Carmila's cape fluttering as she rushes towards me and takes my hands in her.
Congratulations! I'm impressed.
I honestly had no faith that you would pass the mag, which is devilish exams with only a week's worth of studying, yet here you are. What do you mean you had no faith?
Right.
I was under the tutelage of the beautiful, the one and only Countess Carmilla. How could I fail with such a brilliant mentor? Carmilla's face flushes and she sinks into the collar of her cape. Really, she makes it too easy. It is most fortunate that I took you under my wing, isn't it? I give both of her hands a squeeze and she shyly peers at me in response. If I hadn't seen her in action, I don't think I'd ever believe she was any sort of hunter in the slightest. Which reminds me, actually,
Well,
Carmilla,
um,
you remember our conversation from the other day where you outsmarted the vampire hunters? Her face falls low and she lifts her head to fully face me. Guess that answers that.
how?
How'd you do it? It's been driving me peanuts.
Well,
I suppose you do deserve a little reward.
anyway,
Truth is, I didn't.
now,
That old mouse, though she had acted as bait, she was my savior that night.
Um,
The girl from the picture rescued you, but I thought she was scared of you. Carmilla nods.
she was.
I'm still not entirely sure why she helped me in spite of it all.
Maybe.
Perhaps she was simply following the old game, or perhaps that connection we shared is still lingered in her heart.
At any rate,
She left me an opening, as she had always had, time and time again, and I chose to take it.
well,
And up to her after it. She shrugs, but despite her non-count attitude, I can tell it bothers her. Her downcast eyes give away.
I have no idea.
That was the last time I saw her.
Well,
And from what I've gathered, she died and was buried somewhere in Slovenia, but that was decades ago. My hand tense up, pressed against hers. Do you want to see her again?
of course.
I hadn't intended to apologize properly upon our next meeting, but I never got the chance. I was foolish to. I feel her grips. I feel her grip slacken in mine, as though she'll drift off the moment I let go. But I have no intention of letting that happen.
well,
What's stopping you?
right.
We got like 3 raises and a bonus from Mr. West this week alone. And we've been working the human shop long enough that we should be able to afford the trip, right?
Pardon?
We?
Yeah.
I'm not just going to let you take a vacation by yourself, you know. Hope you're well, my friend. Hmm. Yes, I'm doing well, Gambling Mans. Thank you for asking. I hope you are well as well. Hmm. And I've always wondered what it would be like to travel across Europe.
Oh.
And there's a city of love in France too, isn't there? That settles it. I'm going. Despite my efforts, Carmilla presses her lips together in uncertainty.
My dear little witch.
You are truly quite shameless at times, my darling. No, I suppose that's just one of your many charms.
But,
When I visit the grave, won't you be bored?
Well,
Well, I need to meet my rival eventually, don't I?
huh?
Your rival? She shoots me a blank stare for a long moment, and then her cheeks light up like the inside of a jack-o'-lantern. Inside of a jack-o'-lantern.
Oh my.
That is, oh goodness, I don't think that you, Miss Countess. Don't tell me you're falling for me too. I raise one of Carmilla's hands to my lips and gently kiss her knuckles. I think if she turns any redder, she'll explode. Sorry, too much? She shakes her head side to side vigorously but doesn't reply. In response, I can't help but go home till my own feelings of resignation creep in.
well,
Don't worry, I know you're still in love with her, so I won't tease you anymore.
but,
I don't think that as long as those mistakes are haunting you, you won't be able to notice anybody else. And maybe I'm a bit selfish, but I at least want to find a chance.
Oh,
My dear sweet little witch, have it all wrong. She gently pulls her hands from mine, and my heart sinks. Did I mess up? I thought she liked the aggressive approach. Sorry, I think I misread the. Never mind.
well,
Sorry, I'll go. Before I can turn away, Carmilla's hand is on my cheek. by my cheek to meet me, and she draws me down into a kiss. My heart does backflips against my chest. When she gently pulls away, I feel my witch's resolve begin to waver, having been suddenly overwhelmed by her soft lips. Is this a yes, or is it a no? I'm getting a lot of mixed signals here.
You dummy.
The way I feel about her and the way I feel about you are completely different. She flicks the tip of my nose. I blink.
Now,
She may always be important to me, but that doesn't mean there is no room left for you.
Even if I'm not an immortal?
of course. I plan to cherish all the time we have for the precious thing that it is. And if a day comes that we should part ways, then I will keep every memory I hold of you close to my heart. Even if I cannot give her the apology she deserved, I may at least honor her memory by correcting the mistakes I've made in the past. And show her I can move forward in my future with you.
Once it registers in my head that Carmilla, the Carmilla, likes me too, a fierce blush rushes against my cheeks and spreads to the very tips of my ears. I try and regain my earlier suave and charismatic composure, but words escape me. Be cool, Arrow. Be cool.
Wow, that sounds pretty profound.
She raises a brow and smiles, amused, before proceeding to bat her eyelashes at me.
You think so, huh?
I do, but after we visit and make amends, I really want to see Paris. Can we go, please?
I look Carmilla in her vivacious. Hold on, how do I pronounce this? Vivacious eyes. Delicious eyes. Okay. Delicious eyes, waving up my clasped hands at her. She stares at me for a moment, a little surprised, but there's such warmth to her gaze that I feel myself blush even more profusely than before. At long last, a soft chuckle escapes her lips.
Oh, alright.
The end. Okay, one more ending. One more ending. Okay, leech operations from Mr. West. Lonely souls of Halloween Town, here I come. That should be Lawrence's path. Cool.
Yes. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Wow. Hmm. Wow. Philosophize. Oh. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Huh?
I'm pleased to announce that, once again, love is triumphant.
The incomparable. The one
All
and
things.
only.
Without further ado, I prepare myself for this year's Halloween festivities.
Best matchmaker in Dwimamere High.
Lonely souls of Halloween Town, here I come. The generic ending. Wait, then where's the last ending? Where's the last ending? Hold on. I need some research. I need my research. How do I get the last one? How do I get it? Which is X Warlocks is uh Lawrence. Yes, Lawrence. Let's see. In one sip, learn at least 4 of Zero's demons and garments don't get their endings. Wait, what? Sweet talk to Miss Manquish to get +5 of all potions? Wait a sec. That's also for Mr. West, though. Passing the exam with the least possible potions possible. Glow. Lever pull anyway. What? You can pull the lever anyway? Wow. Oh, that feature failed. Century. What about Lawrence? What about Lawrence's ending? Is there no Lawrence ending? Not sure. Hold on. Let's see. Let's see what's up in Steam. Okay. How many endings are there? There's no achievements in this game. 6 endings. 6 of them. Yeah, there's 6 endings. How do you get the last 2 though? Come on. Let's see. Let's go. Hold on. I need to go YouTube for this. I need to look up on YouTube. So yeah. What's it? Witches, Pigs, Warlocks, all endings. And I think this one should be good. How do you get endings? This one doesn't tell much of anything though. Not sure. What? What is up with this? Got you. It only got 0? Person only got 0, what the heck? This ain't fair. We got one, they only have one ending? So what's this one though? I'm gonna look up some stuff here. For some reason, they only had one ending. This is unbelievable. It's just too unbelievable. I'm Amiga again. Oh yes, yes. Hello, welcome back, Gambling Mans. For some reason, I cannot figure out how to get the last two endings here. There's no guide for it. There is absolutely no guide. They just don't have it. Endings. They just don't have. There's no. Just don't give it. They just don't give it. You don't give the last one. This is blasphemy. At least this one is already good though. This one I just you can even like just just uh just messing up with their character appearance like this. So yeah. But other than that, well, it's already good enough time to just come on.
It's love, love, love.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess this is already good enough. So yeah. I won't be finding anything more else after this. So yeah. It's best to just stop here. And yeah. Thank you though. Thank you for everyone who came by for the stream. Um. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. Music fresh. Yeah. Thank you though. Thank you to Sama, Ko, Vala, and Gambling Mans for coming to the stream. It was nice to have you three here. Very much appreciated. And yeah, uh, I'll see you. I'll see you all another time. So yeah, thank you for coming. So yeah, the stream is now. The stream is now ending. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming by. No worries about it, Gambling Mans. Sayonara. See ya. I don't know how to say see ya in Spanish, but yeah. Oh yeah. See ya. Bye bye. Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for hanging out here. Yeah.